Hey guys, welcome to Not So Random Chat, the nighttime live stream where we talk about whatever we want to. So, settle in and grab your libation. It could be your wine or tea or coffee or whatever you want to drink. And let's just sit back and chill. I'll be with you in a moment. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, so am I. So let's get into it. Here I come.
I hate that. Hold on, y'all. All right, I think the sound is fixed. I swear my son just messes with stuff and it just drives me crazy because my sounds settings get jacked up. All right, hold on, y'all. Now I'm gonna come on camera. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. There we go, there we go, there we go. So it has been a An autism week, y'all. It's been an autism week for me. Um, Hold on. My libation of choice tonight is my coldest water. Because it is warm out here in the West. And so got a couple of things to talk about. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna talk about the autism stuff first. Yeah, let's get that out the way. So let's give y'all the updates as to where we are. So, and let me turn this music down. It's not that loud for y'all, but it's loud on my side. And it's just really, I have the music there because I don't like to have dead air. Don't like to have dead air. Okay. And that's from radio days. I told y'all that I did internet and local. It was kind of like a local radio in Hollywood, California for like over 10 years. Anyway, so moving on. We had several assessments done for David. One is for like getting some type of emergency services that'll be for him to help him with his everyday living, like with getting himself ready for his next day, like with assisting me through the process of getting him food stamps, which he is eligible for, and potentially taking him to things that I'm not able to take him to. We've got the medical stuff taken care of, but other things that maybe he might want to do, social stuff, or go for walks, just things to kind of help him. And then we're also in the process of getting his now dealing with behavioral assessment. So we're going to see about getting, I guess, adult behavioral therapy to help him with some of the behaviors, because he is not an individual with autism that's on meds. So we need to find other ways to help him to redirect himself. In addition, we're also going to get another psychological analysis done of him. To me, the psychological analysis is really for chuckles and giggles, but insurance requires it because of his age, so that he can stay on his private insurance for his father or for me, but we're going to make sure it's on his father because that's the insurance we want him to be on. So we've got all of that going on, and then we have to have a meeting this Friday where we're going to all get on a Zoom call, and we're going to discuss if David's going to go back to the program that he was in, and if he does go back to that program, how that's going to look, are we going to look at different options? So it's yeah, it's a bunch of stuff that we got to deal with right now. It's a lot of stuff, and this is in addition to me fighting with Social Security over Social Security money. Yeah, and this is an additional fight in addition to the other ongoing fight where I still haven't gone to a judicial hearing. Yeah, hasn't happened yet for last year's case. So now I'm starting a whole another freaking case with Social Security. Yeah. So that's the autism life stuff that's going on. So tomorrow I'm taking off half a day from work so I can go with him to another psychological exam, like the one I did last year, but we never got that report. And for whatever reason, it takes them months to do a report. So this is like several months process from now, which is frustrating because we tried to do all of this last year. We tried to do this all last year, but moving on. So let's get into some of the trending topics that are happening, and things that have been going on. While I haven't been online, we had the anniversary of the death of baby girl, aka Aaliyah, which was last Friday. We had the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington on Monday. My parents were at that march. I was in the city of Washington, D.C., but I was not at the walk, the March on Washington, because I was, I don't know, I think 9 months old at the time. And yeah, my parents weren't going to take me down there. But it was a city that my parents lived in. It was a city that I grew up in. And I understand that there was a huge thing that happened in my hometown this weekend in regards to the 60th anniversary. At the same time, we had madness going on, I believe in Florida and in Mississippi. And in the Florida situation, my understanding is that the governor of Florida, who is so against CRT being taught in the state of Florida, was booed at the visual because what happened in Florida was racial. I don't think there's any alleged to it. And prayers to those in Florida. It looks like they have, they're not going to have to deal with any major things in regards to the storm. I'm praying for those in Georgia. Still waiting for my brother to respond. Matter of fact, let me go on my phone and look. No, he hasn't responded yet either. Yeah, because I texted him yesterday, make sure he good. He ain't responded yet, so yeah, we'll see. But I know Georgia's in the path. My father is in the Carolinas. I'll be checking with him as well. Um, and then, we have this 3-day weekend coming up, Labor Day, and a lot of kids have gone back to school. Most of them have gone back to school, and then I guess the ones that haven't gone back to school be going back to school next week. So shouts out to the parents, kids still in school. But there's a whole lot of stuff going on in this country. There is a lot of mental health stuff going on, because clearly some of this it's mental. Clearly some of this is mental. And then, you come here to the YouTube streets and people are taking other people to court. And in one of those cases, someone had to fly their ass into California. The other one was, that fight that went on between Minka and Coolin, and I guess that finally went to court this week. Ironically, that was on Monday, which was the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, and y'all in court on some freaking nonsense. The F is wrong with y'all. Anyway, I'm not sure why Coolin didn't show up, but the California case, which was yesterday, apparently he flew in from the DMV. And I guess went out to Riverside County, because I'm pretty sure it was out in Riverside County. Because that's where Misunderstood is. I got some cousins that live out there. They be trying to come back to LA, but they can't afford it. It's too expensive to live. It's way more expensive to live up here than it is for them to stay out there. So I guess, hey. But I'm not staying. I wouldn't be moving out to that hot desert. I'll just, let me just travel on out of the state if I'm going to move. No, not doing that. So we got all these cases, and and then why are we talking about people's wardrobes, how they dress for court? Who the F cares? Who cares? Who cares about who had on, whether somebody had on cowboy boots? What does that have to do with the cost of tea in China? And why are everybody's talking about how everybody else looks? It's just such. I'm just like, are we grown up? We're in our 30s and 40s, and we're bringing everything down to your perception of what someone else looks like. Talking about people's bodies. The hell? It's like, what the F does that matter? I mean, the whole thing got thrown out of court. And if you want to continue with this, you'll have to refile. But if I were you, I would move in silence if you have some legitimate stuff to do. And then we got 7 stars who jumped back on the internet, and she's threatening to take people to court again. Girl, didn't you learn from your trip up to Sacramento? Didn't you learn from that? And you still out here saying BS things about people on the spectrum. Something must be wrong with you. Something must be wrong with you. Because clearly you don't understand what autism is. You think it's the same as being mentally challenged. When I didn't told you that most people with autism, that's not their issue. It has nothing to do with their intellect, dear. They generally have like freaking genius IQs. It's about their social skills and dealing with other people and talking, because for many of them, words, they don't mean anything. But whether they're verbal or nonverbal has nothing to do with their intelligence. And all this nonsense you're talking about what moms were doing when they were pregnant with their children. You sound ignorant, girl. You sound so freaking ignorant, because people aren't born with autism. It's generally something that can't be diagnosed until around the age of 2. And you don't see any signs of it until over the age of 1. I mean, if you're going to start talking all this ignorance in regards to autism, go look some stuff up and stop talking off the side of your neck. You just sound dumb. You just sound dumb. And it's not that there's all these people with kids on the spectrum. It's more that we're listening to you talking all this ignorance. And so those of us who have children or adults, as in my case, because shit, if you're telling the truth about how old you are, you're within the same generation as my son. So, and back then they thought that autism was 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in 50. Less than 30 years later. See, so but understand what it is when you're going to talk about it. Or don't talk about it, or don't use it in your roast, because it's dumb, it's ignorant, especially because you don't have no effing kids. And I'm not sure if you can have any anyway. You might be another one of those that are walking around here who have never been pregnant and can not get pregnant. Now, there's some women who have been pregnant in the past, but because of certain things that have happened, cannot get pregnant now. But I don't think that's your story. I think you got issues going on, and the likelihood of you being able to, it's not too likely. You said you didn't have any partial, okay, but if you got, fibroids going on, can also, that can also make it hard too, especially if they've had to, do something down there. But anyway, moving on. I had to talk to this girl again because, she just irks me when she does this BS. And she just sounds so damn ignorant. I'm like, cause girl, as far as the world's concerned, you faked the effing pregnancy on here for a dusty, pun intended. I'm just saying. Hey Terry. So, you know, now the last thing that I have to talk about from here on the internet, on YouTube rather, is apparently uh Danini and Warren are breaking up, and their business is all over YouTube on several channels. And I like heard portions of Danini, and I'm just like, damn. Like, she's saying this nigga gave her like $50 a week, like $200 a month on everything. The F? That means what, nigga? Do you work? Do you have a job? Are you working? Come on, Warren. And then y'all brought that stuff to YouTube. Why do people bring it to the platform? Because now folks are eating off. I heard GMT was on it. I heard, and Grandmaster Troll. That's what he does. The Manosphere is just going to eat this one up. I heard, Danini apparently was on Reg the Bad Guys panel for hours, and then she was on her channel last night. I was not on YouTube last night, and she apparently either privated it or something. So it's a whole bunch going on, y'all. Well, I mean, think about it. Warren was a Kevin Samuelite. He was one of them dudes. And Danini was like, she ain't never need him. She can take care of everything by herself. It's just a whole effing mess. It's an effing mess. So I don't think they're gonna come back from this one. And I assume that they were in their relationship before they came onto YouTube, but I hope it's not another one of those relationships that started on YouTube. But I don't think it is. I think they got together off of YouTube, and then came onto YouTube together. This is crazy. You know, I tell you one thing, I noticed that um whatever's going on with Sister George and her husband, uh you don't hear too much about that no more. That entire that entire relationship is not on YouTube, which is a good thing. But y'all that be on YouTube all the time and y'all got a husband or y'all got a wife, how you on YouTube all the time? If y'all got a husband or a wife, make that make sense to me. How are you able to maintain a relationship if you're on the effing platform all the time? I'm just asking a question as an auntie, as an elder, you know. I'm just wondering how y'all doing that. Don't make any sense to me. It don't add up. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. It's like if you are in a real world relationship, you're not on this platform all the time. You're not on everybody's panel. No, you're not doing none of that. You know, and then you damn sure aren't bringing whatever's going on in your real world. You're not bringing that ish to YouTube. Like y'all can count on one hand. I can count on one hand the videos and live streams that y'all seen my dude in. On one hand, I can count that because I think there might be 2 videos, and there's probably maybe 3. Yeah, maybe 3. Yeah, maybe 3. And then there's maybe 1 live stream that he walked through, and then another live stream that he said something because he was sitting there when I was on live. That's it. And that's one hand. That's it. Other than that, that's not on YouTube because that's not what my channel's about. My channel's about autism life and it's about senior life. And yeah, relationships are in there, but I don't have to be on here talking about my personal stuff, nor would I. But then, you know, you have people that get on here and they try to make it seem like everything is perfect. I'm not saying everything's perfect. I'm saying it's not YouTube's business unless I want it to be YouTube's business. And if I ain't talked about it, then that part. Sound is off. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, no. I can hear me. You should be able to hear me because I can hear me in the chat. I can hear myself. I can hear me on YouTube. In YouTube. Okay. All right, we good. It might have been might have been YouTube, because I've seen that happen sometimes where people are on here and they're coming through on StreamYards, and for whatever reason, it'll like the sound will go out for a minute. It doesn't go out on our side, but it'll go out in the chat. So I don't know. I know all day today people couldn't see their conversations on StreamYards. They couldn't see the YouTube conversations in their StreamYards. So a lot of people were having to get another device so they could see it. But I see it must be working now because I'm not having to look down at the phone. Ooh, let me drink some water. Sounds like I had a frog in my throat. But, you know, this is just my opinion. This ain't the part of YouTube where you bring your relationships on. You just don't do that down in this part of YouTube. You know? And to me, you don't bring it on YouTube at all because, you know, how many of these social media relationships that are brought on this platform last? And that's no matter what sector you go in. You can go over in the church community. You can go on over in the community, the alphabet community. You can go into, you know, palm colored YouTube, the Latino part of YouTube, you know, the black, it doesn't matter. Relationships that are on here, you're always hearing about people breaking up. You know, I mean, it's a casualty. I mean, it's something that could potentially happen. And, you know, if you're sharing your relationships on here, you should just be careful about what you're talking about, especially if that's what your channel's about. Because there are channels that are on here about relationships. Like one of I watch these black twins that I watch on here, and they both, each one of them waited until they got married before they were with, you know, whoever they were with. And now one of the twins got married in her 20s, where the other one, she didn't get married until she was like 32. And she didn't even kiss her husband until their wedding, until they got married. And they have shown their you know, relationship on here. Then you've got there's this interracial couple, black girl with this Asian guy. They got like 8 kids, and they're from my part of the country, from the DMV. They're now out here in California. He's Korean, and she's like a freaking mathematician genius. She has like a master's in something, and I think she's working on her PhD. I'm serious. So I follow them. That's kind of like a family channel, and they do vlog about their relationship and everything. I mean, it just it works differently, but this ain't the part of YouTube where you know, but they're not, you know, talking about, you know, fights that they're having. They're not coming on here talking about ones that, you know, somebody's a deadbeat. That's not what's going on. They're just talking about, you like, normal stuff, like the black twin. One of her, I think, is naturally married. she's also she also used to do hair. Because a lot of the people that I've followed them in the natural hair community. And then, eventually their channels came from that, from being beauty or natural hair channels. It's and ventured into other things, and I keep following them. Let me see, did I do something? No, I didn't. But they're not on there. They're not necessarily painting their lives as rosy, 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 but they're also not going into certain parts of their life. Now, on Naturally Married, she has shared, they're, trying to have a baby, and now they're taking us on a journey of them, going through the pregnancy and everything, kind of normal stuff, but not a lot of like relationship kind of stuff. And we don't have these relationships where any of these women are taking care of these men, be they black, white, pink, purple. So for that to be brought up on here, and for us to kind of hear about all of that, and I believe her birthday was just this weekend, and yeah, I think it's over. After listening to like all of the little bit that I've listened to, I haven't listened to all of it. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to 5 hours. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to 5 hours. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to. I might red ball through, but I heard enough. I don't need to listen to more of it to get the picture that she's done. And he left. He said, I'm cool like this, and she's like airing him out as a father, aired him out as a stepfather. Come on in, Dave. He's coming in to say hi to y'all, because he won't be here this weekend. He's gonna be gone. Say hi, y'all. All right. And he just got his hair cut. All gone. But yeah, now he's gonna be gone this weekend, because while he's not working, we're trying to help him to establish some things and to keep his mood calm and whatnot. So we'll see how our efforts are working and how they are going to help him. But I'm not going. I just don't see how y'all bring y'all information, and it don't matter what I'm doing. Yeah, it would take me a minute to come here and talk about it. It really would. And I might never talk about it. Like, I haven't even talked about the DV that resulted in ending my marriage to my son's dad. And I'm processing how I want to share that, and whether I want to put it out there and let everybody hear it, like, because it's definitely going to be an upload, won't be a live stream, and it may be several uploads, and whether I'm going to put it on members only and let the members hear it first before I put it out, like put it in members only for a couple of days. even though I only have a few members, doesn't matter. But let y'all hear that first. It's that's I got to get my words together for that, because to talk about it means to relive it. You know what I mean? And so then I have to relive it to tell y'all about it. So that's because I'm not in that place anymore. Um, Not that my feelings have changed about what happened and how it made me feel at the time, but I'm not in the same place that I was when I was married and when I was dealing with that. Yeah, I'm not. But that's, I think, why I can probably do it now, because it's been over 20 years. Yeah, it's been over 20 years that I have been divorced. And I can talk about the whole process, you know, and what, because, I wish I could say, yeah, it happened once and I was out of there, but can't say that because it's harder when you're going through it and you got a kid. If there's not a kid, it's easier to be out the damn door. But if you have a child and you are married to this person, yeah, it makes it a little more difficult. But I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about putting up this new exercise that I learned, and it's lazy exercises. It's like exercises that you can do laying on a bed, sitting on a chair, for women of any age. And I'm thinking about posting some of those exercises, me doing some of those exercises and demonstrating them. And it's a free app that people can download and also do these exercises. But sometimes, it's easier if you see a person doing the exercises versus seeing, the little AI person that's in the app. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I plan on being on Friday. I will hopefully at that point have another autism update for you guys in regards to what's going on with the stuff that we're going through with David, because I've got 2 meetings in the next 2 days for him. I do have content that I have that's in edit that I just have not pushed out. I have pushed out some shorts though. Y'all notice I have been pushing a couple of shorts out. I pushed out a short this morning. I I'm trying, y'all. Trying to get the content out. But sometimes when I'm dealing with stuff that I have to deal with as a mom of an adult on the spectrum, especially as the caregiver for him, yeah, I have to not be on here to deal with what I'm dealing with. But I will be back on Friday. I think I'm at, I think we're good now. I will see y'all then. Until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Again, working on some material. Some of it about autism, some just life stuff. I'll see y'all soon. Let me get my let's get to my outro. I'll see you guys Friday. Bye, you guys. Peace. Bye.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight's Not So Random Chat. But I'll see you guys the next time. Until then, peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out. Peace.